Hey there, everybody. It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of All the Queen's Men, Season 3, Episode 16. Checkmate. I don't know why I like that title. Checkmate. And the synopsis for that episode reads Trouble and Champ find themselves in trouble again. Of course, because they're dumb and dumbest too. We got Madam is forced to make a difficult and deadly decision. That's almost every episode. And Amp and Big D reach a breaking point. Uh-oh. Sounds like a fight to me, doesn't it? Anyhow, before we jump into this review, please let's not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. So if you're new here or if you're returning here, I ask that you hit that like button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you smash that like button, write a comment, join the conversation, and then share because sharing is caring. So now this episode started off like the other one ended with Champ in trouble being snatched up by somebody in a white van. Midnight Face and Doc are sitting there, standing there like, who just happened? Did y'all see that? I can't believe this. Midnight's like, every time I come to this damn parking lot, something going down. He's like, this is ridiculous. So they said, did y'all anybody get the plate? And he said, I saw some graffiti on the car. And Midnight said, they said, okay, then you go tell Madam. And so Doc and Face left because, of course, Face acting like he still don't have a car. So, Doc had to take him home or whatever. So he goes in there, Midnight go in there to tell Madam what happened. And she's like, what you still doing here? And then he tell her something went down. She said, please don't tell me your car got blown up. He said, nah, but something else did go down. What? Trouble and Champ just got snatched up by some guys in a face mask. First of all, they were on the other side of the car. So how they know the guys had on face masks? They don't know nothing like that. But that's what they said. He said it was a white van, but we did see some graffiti on it. Nobody got the plate. We saw graffiti, and I could look into it. She said, look into it and let me know. So Midnight leaves, and when he gets outside, Doc is there waiting for him. Doc want to know why he snitched on him to Madam. He said, I ain't snitched. He said, oh yeah, you tattletale. I said, that's a good one. I used to use that one when I was little. And he was like, yo, whatever, man. You know how Madam is. You see something, you say something. He said, well, next time, give me the heads up. And Midnight told him, look, dude, you was holding her hand when you went to the car the other day. You falling for that cop. You shouldn't even be talking to her. Now I was just doing what Madam said. Ain't no, He said, you get pussy all the time, and you know good and damn well you don't be holding nobody's hands when you go walk away. He said, I don't even recall doing it. He said, well, you did, and whether you know it or not, think you know, he said, you falling for her, so you need to stop. And he's like, whatever, dude. And they bounce. So then Face get home, or should I say, he gets to Miss Tandy's house, and she's there with the DA. And he come in there talking about what's she doing here. I said, you act like it's your damn house. You must be crazy, Face. So anyway, Face is like, interesting company you keeping. And the DA said, I can say the same thing about you, Mr. Brown. And so Tandy's like, okay, relax, everybody. DA Roz is just about to leave. So they put down their glasses of wine and she walks her to the door and she's like, is that supposed to be a little gift from Madam? And she's like, no. She said, I can't easily be bought. Yeah, she said because I wouldn't put it past her, but they know Miss Tandy likes men. So what I have to do with, Madam, but I guess D.A. Rod is little nervous. And Tandy's like, give me more credit for that. I can't easily be bought. So anyway, she leaves and Tandy goes back over there to Face, and Face is like, what you doing with her? You better not be playing Madam. You know she wouldn't like that. And she's like, Madam doesn't tell me who I can be friends with and who I can play with. And right now, the only person I want to play with is you. I said, okay, girl, turn them tables on them. That's right. But he started pouting still like a little baby. And she said, oh, don't pout like that. I got you a gift. And all of a sudden, he opened that gift box. And now he got a big smile on his face because she got him a Rolex. He forgot all that ish he was saying just then and there. See? So now we have this scene with Trouble and Champ. And they're tied to a chair. And they're talking. And they can hear everything they're saying. The guy is like, shut the F up in there. And they still talking about what they got to do. They're probably going to torture us. No matter what you do, do not tell them where the money's at and da-da-da. And then you hear the man say, bring me the biatch first. And they like, oh my God. And I'm sitting there going, why are they still talking instead of whispering when these guys can hear everything they said? That was such the dumbest scene, I tell you. And you know, Champ, he a little punk. He try to act like he tough, but he's a cold stone punk. So now we over at Madam's house, and she gets a call from Midnight updating her on what he found out with the graffiti on the side of the van, which wasn't much of anything. He said something about the Scorpio crew being hit, and she asked him, do he know anybody from that crew? He said he know a couple of people. He said he'll find out what he can. She's like, good, find out and get back to me. So now we're over at Doc's apartment, and Detective Davis shows up. And he's like, what are you doing here? You know, Madam said we can't see each other. Yeah, she spoke to me too, but she don't run us. She can't tell us. He said, nah, but I respect her and I can't do this, you know. And he lets her in, and she's like, can we do it one last time for closure? And I'm like, dude, why you don't listen to Madam? You know, just listen to her. But he goes along with it. And I guess Midnight is right what he's seeing. She was falling for, he's falling for this chick, you know, for Detective Davis. So they in the bed getting it on and everything. And after they finish, he's kissing her and stuff. And she's like, boy, I remember when we first started, you wouldn't even kiss on me. And it made him stop because he had to think about it. He is falling for her. And he was kissing all up her arm and her neck and stuff. So she's like, no, don't stop. I like it. I like it. And he was like, no, it's time for you to go. She's like, for real though? For real? He said, yeah, it's time for you to go. So she got out of the bed and went in the bathroom and got dressed, and I guess she bounced. Now over to El Fuego, he comes out of the shower and sees these people are trying to contact him again. And he's like, what do you want? And they're like, I see Madam bought you off with a new car. I'm like, he needed a damn car. Or y'all blew his car up. So now they're letting him know that they haven't been able to reach Madam, and so they want him to get a message to her. And he's like, I'm not going to do your dirty work. And they're basically saying, you will if you know what's best for you and her. So he's like, well, what's the message? And they like, let Madam know that the war isn't over, and for the first time in her life, she's going to lose or something. And his laptop went down or something like that. So he did go and tell Madam and let her know. And she said, thanks for letting me know. You know what I mean? She said, you did good. And then she asked him to do her a favor. And he's like, what's that? And she wants him to get into the police database and scramble up all the information between Detective Davis and Casanova. And he's like, how far back you want me to go? And she said, all of it. Because at first he was like hesitant. And she's like, Igga, please, you already in this. So let's get this done. Just like you did for the hospital. And he's like, okay, Madam. And he got up and left. Now we got Big D. How did Big D find Trouble and Champ? It looked like they've been beat up a little bit, like punched around, but not enough that, you know, they should be hurting, because they just had them with bloody nose. There was no black eyes or bruises on the face, just some bloody nose. I said, come on, if people going to torture you or beat you up, you're going to look worse than what them two look like. That was some light stuff that was done to them, I'll be honest. But then Champ acting like a baby, he up there crying. Big D is looking through a grate and like, how are they allowing Trouble and Champ to see outside? There's a grating right there, and Big D sees them in there, and then he's looking, they're able to look outside to the building outside, and Champ is yelling, oh, get me out of here, man. Uncuff me. He's on the outside of the building, you little punk. He's not on the inside. And it's so funny because those two were arguing with each other. This was your big idea and this was yours. He said, man, I talk about robbing drug dealers. You wouldn't want to have to be robbing his daggone stash house. She said, how am I supposed to know that was the Black Rock Boys? You know, and I'm like, uh-oh, Black Rock Boys. Who runs them, y'all? Madam. Madam runs the Black Rock Boys. But anyway, Big D was asking how many people are in the house. When's the last time they came and checked you? He's like, look, he's like, look, I can't risk getting caught. He said, I'll be right back. But how is he able to write? Just talk through the window at them, that little window up there. They could be yelling help. That's not making any sense that they got them tied up in a room where they could yell help out the window. Anywho, over to Dime's place. Dime comes out her building. And Amp is there with flowers and everything. What are you doing here? And she don't want to have anything to do with him. I don't even want to go into an explanation about this scene because Dime is getting on my last damn nerves. She really is. So she don't want to have nothing to do with him no more, even though it wasn't his fault. He said, Dime, you breaking up, you don't want to have anything to do with me, and it wasn't me. Face told you it was him. Why, I mean, I didn't even do it. And she's like, look, I told you, we're done. I don't have anything to do with you. He's like, oh, so you could just go with the little ponytail, whatever he called Big D. But I was like, Dime, really? He didn't do anything. You know he didn't do anything. And then you playing his games. I don't like her. She need to just keep her legs closed and don't mess with nobody at the damn club. But then what I didn't like is she went as far as wouldn't take his flowers. He said, can you please take them as a gesture of friendship? I bought them for you. She said, I don't want them. I'm like, damn. He's like, I'm up here begging and stuff. She's like, go home, Amp. I told you, go home. We done. Now move because you're in my way. And he said, and you're in my heart. I said, oh, how corny was that? You know? Anyway, she drove off, leaving him standing there with the flowers, and he threw them down in the street and walked away because now he's getting blamed for something he didn't even do, and she doesn't care. Now we got Carla walking up in Madam's office. Blue pulled her gun, like ready to shoot her. And she's like, damn, y'all some trigger happy biatches, you know, and everything. And she's like, what do you want? I understand that two of your dancers is missing and stuff. And like, she know who got them, the Black Rock Boys, and she could get them back for a little something, something. She said, how much is a little something? She said, you know, a few thousand. How much is a few? What do you want? What's a few? You know, like a couple of thousand. She said, a couple is freaking two. She said, well, that's a fair price. She said, it is a fair price. She said, okay, 2,000. She said, I would have given you 5. Then give me 5. She said, it's too late for that. You asked for 2. So she told her, when my dancers come back here safe and unharmed, when you bring them back safe and unharmed, I'll give you the money. And she said, okay, I'll get them for you and stuff. You's a stingy ass biatch, you know, and all this stuff. How much she get? Asking how much Blue get. She said, Carla, if you don't get the hell out of my office. And Carla left. And Madam looked at Blue and said, you know damn well I don't trust her at all. So now with everything that's going on, you see how Madam is feeling. Now that she found out that Concierge is the one that's hacking El Fuego's computer, she's like, I'm tired of this. She telling Blue, it's time for us to do something. Find him, kill him, and his damn father-in-law. Because I'm tired of it right now. And so, you know, Blue, she down for it too. So Blue go downstairs, and who comes walking in but Big D, Trouble, and Champ. And Trouble and Champ all beat up. And Big D said, I think Madam want to see these people. And she's like, where'd you find them? I thought the Black Rock Boys had them. He said, they do, but Madam don't know. I have a set of skills. And I think she could really use them. You should tell her. She said, go tell her yourself. She's in her office. And so he goes back there to tell her. He thinking he the man now because he done walked in and did all of this. I think he set all this up. I really do, because he was eavesdropping and listening to everything. I feel like Big D is behind all of this too. So anyway, Champ and Trouble standing there all busted up. And she said, what y'all standing here for? And they were like, we don't want to get in any more trouble with Madam for not coming to work. And she said, honey, that's the least of your problems. You have no idea what you stepped your ass into or something like that. Champ said, it wasn't my idea. It was Trouble. She said, why am I not surprised? But he a little damn tattletale. So she told them to go home. And they's like, we can't go home. They probably know where we live. And she was like, go to the dressing room then. See if we could get, you know, Tommy to take you to a safe place. So now we have Big D going into Madam's office. And he's like, Blue told me to come in. She said, for what? He said, because I brought Champ and Trouble back. And she said, oh, really? So you managed to get Trouble and Champ out of their little situation, and then you're able to stand here in front of me without a scratch? He was like, yeah, like I got skills. She said, you got them from the Black Rock Boys? I heard they ain't no one to F with. She said, please do explain. And he started explaining about his father, teaching him how to hunt and fish and scale and whatever, kill and survive and all this stuff. And he mentioned drugs and his family being in the drug game. And she was like, well, how many of the Black Rock Boys was there? Or how many of them did you hurt or kill? And he said, none. He said, I know how to move swiftly and silently. And he said, and I knew if I killed any of them, I would bring heat up on you. And I didn't want to do that. And she said, well, I think I could use your skills up in here. And since you took the initiative to go and get Champ in trouble without me having to ask, I'll return the favor. She said, you know what? I'm going to let you go back to dancing with VIP. And he's like, really, Madam? Oh, wow, wow. She said, yeah, go get your stuff. But don't go into that room until Blue takes you in there. Now, see, I have a feeling that Madam is going to check out his story because he don't know that she's over the Black Rock Boys. So I hope when she does check it that she find out he full of ish because something still ain't right with Big D to me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but he got something up his sleeve. So now Madam goes into the VIP room doing roll call, which is when she has them line up and she checks their body, make sure they ain't getting flabby and stuff on her, making sure her money makers are in shape. And so she tells them that they got a new dancer coming. And Face is like, damn, how many ways we got to split this money? And she says, many as I say, Igga. And he get mad. And she tell Blue to bring him in. And it's Big D. And Amber's like, nah, not this Igga. And she said, yes, this Igga. And he's here permanently. I said, oh, boy, until I say anything different. So she leaves. She tells them to welcome him and make him feel whatever. And then she and Blue leaves. And then Midnight's like, how'd you get back in here? And Face is like, you better not be messing up those steps and all that stuff and making us look bad on stage. Fuego is like, welcome a man. Amp looking at him like, dude. And then Big D is like, yo, Big Amp, my man. Like he want to give him some dap. And Amp is like, F you. He said, I'd rather be effing dime. I said, oh, man, they had to hold him back. Doc and Fuego had to hold him back. He said, chill. I'm just effing with you. No, you don't do that. That wasn't cool. And that's why I don't like Big D. Something about him is off. And I don't like him. And I hope he gets caught. Then we have a quick scene at the bar where Face is telling Madam that he saw the DA lady at Miss Tandy's house last night. And she said, what were they doing? He said, just drinking and talking. Did you hear what they said? Nah, they left when I got home. I said, got home? I said, he had the nerve to call that his home. I said, listen here. So Madam said thanks and she left. Meanwhile, Detective Davis is in her car and she done took a shirt or something from Doc's apartment and she's smiling and rubbing it and looked like she was sniffing it. And she made a phone call and told the person she's bringing the shirt in now so you could do the final test. But I'm sure it has Tina Fisk's blood on it and it'll be a match. And I'm like, who's Tina Fisk? Does anybody remember? Please put it down in the comments section because it's been so long. I know Doc was messing with some woman. I know that's not the one that got hit by the bus with the baby. She must be the one who knew that Madam killed her husband. He was cheating with her at the beginning in season 1. And Madam killed her husband. And then she was going after Doc and she was going to cut off his ding dong. And he pulled out a gun and shot her. And then that's the one I think that Blue ended up going to jail because she pretended it was her or something like that. I think that y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about it. If anybody remember who Tina is, please put it down in the comment section. But see, Doc got himself in trouble now. Or from what Detective Davis is saying, it's Madam who's in trouble because she's saying, I got all the evidence to take that biatch down and get back in the good graces of the department. But if it's blood on Doc's shirt, how is it taking Madam down? It's going to take Doc down after he gave her all that free ding dong. You know what I mean? And not for nothing, but why would Doc still have any kind of shirt with blood on it in his apartment? After that happened, it should have been thrown out in the trash or something, right? Am I wrong about that? So now we have Carla coming back, talking to Madam in the office, wanting her $2,000 because she got the dancers back. She said, I don't get no money on no technicalities. You were supposed to bring them back. Oh, no, that wasn't the deal. You just had to bring them back. And she was like, Carla, please. Carla gets into it with Blue. Madam's like, we ain't having that in here today. No way. Then Carla tells Madam that the Black Rock Boys want their money back. She said, look, they stole from them. It's them stealing from me. So that's not a problem. They're going to get their damn money back. She said they also said one of them got to die because the streets are talking and that's the way things are done. So you got to pick which one and you got a day to do it. And she was like, shh. She said, they find out 2 rump shakers robbed them and stuff and nobody died. There's going to be a problem and you know it. So Marilyn told her to leave and stuff and get out because she wasn't giving her that money. She told me, you haggling, being cheap over no $2,000. I knew you was going to give it to me. She was like, you were supposed to bring them back, not somebody else. So she leaves and Madam is upset and Blue said, it's not a hard decision, Madam. You can't let them kill Trouble. And Madam is like, why not? She's been nothing but a effing liability since she got here. And Blue just looked at her and stared at her. So I'm like, who the heck is Trouble and why can't they kill her? Is she related to them in some kind of way? Because she was willing to kill Amp. What is it about Trouble that she can't kill? Because it was her idea, even though both of them was there. So if there's a reason they can't kill her, then I guess Blue is saying they got to kill Champ. But y'all know it could be anything because this is a Tyler Perry joint, you know. Now we have Dime introducing the VIP guys to the stage, but she says things, I think she does it to get under Amp's skin. And she's introducing them and saying we got a new VIP dancer, but he's not a new one. He's a returning one. He has already danced with them before. So she's introducing him saying this man oozes sex. She's like, this new dancer oozes sex. And she said, not for nothing, but when I watch him dance, I be oozing too, or something like that. She said, and they like, ooh, and then she's like, let me stop playing. But they hear it. So she be sending these mixed messages, and what, you gonna start messing with Big D again? She's so stupid if that's what she does. Anyway, they come out there on the stage and start dancing, and they're doing their routines. And you see Amp in the corner, and Big D pushes in front of him and pushes him to the side. And Amp goes in and they start fighting on freaking stage. It was ridiculous. And so the episode ends with Madam walking up in Tandy's house saying, why is it I hear that you still talking to D.A. Raj? She's like, who told you that? Did Babyface say that? And she said, don't worry about that. She's like, I told you specifically that I want her gone and you are to stop talking to her. She said, well, it's not like that, madam. She said, oh, really? It's not what you're thinking. She said, oh, now you know what I'm thinking? She said, why is she walking around telling everybody that she got Lily Watson in her pocket? And Tandy said, that's not true. She said, oh, it's not true? And Tandy said, I can handle her. She said, I bet you can. She said, what do you mean? She said, I mean, I want her gone. And since obviously you enjoy killing so much, I figured you're the perfect person to do it. She's like, what do you mean? And she's like, don't be playing coy with me. I saw the video. The video, yes, the video of you suffocating and smothering your husband with a pillow. She was like, how? She said, no, how the F can you do that and kill your own husband and then let the innocent kid that you two raped and sodomized go down for it? How could you do that? Because that right there is sick as F. I said, oh my goodness. And she's like, madam, we could work something out. She said, work something out. We just did. D.A. Rod goes down, you become mayor, and you do what the F I tell you to do. That's it. And she left the house with Tandy staring in there, but did not tell y'all. I told y'all in that video, they did not tell us what went down, but I said somebody killed that man and they blamed it on poor little Rayshawn. I knew it wasn't Rayshawn. I told y'all, y'all told y'all. And then it ended with Madam driving home, wherever she was driving, and she gets a call from who she thinks is her father. And she's like, hey, Daddy, how's Island Life treating you? And he doesn't answer. And when she looks at the video, is a picture of her father tied to a chair and somebody holding a gun to his head, and his mouth is taped up as well. And she's like, oh, F Daddy. And she started driving, but I don't know where she's driving to because she don't know where he is. And that's the way it ended, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. It was exciting. That's for sure. It had a lot of action. So y'all, let's discuss this down in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.